Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Kara, and I am a VP of events for the PMC for the 2022-23 board term. And I am doing a couple of recordings here about how to put on events for the PMC. I just recorded one on how to post an event on the PMC website if it's a simple event. And so that would be for events that are free and also like open to the public, and you don't request that much information from people who are registering or signing up or RSVPing. So if that's the type of event you're doing, I would go back and find that video and watch that one. But if the event you're doing requires payment and or you want to collect more information from your registrants, then we're going to do an advanced setup. And so that's what I'm going to cover here right now. So this is the Petaluma Mothers Club website that we're on. Up here in the top right, you'll see my name. That's because I've logged in already. You'll need to log in if you're going to post an event. Once you log in, because you've been made an admin, presumably, you'll see up here in the box on the top right, admin view, click that. It will take us to the dashboard on the back end of the PMC website. Now, you'll be taken probably to the last thing you saw when you logged in. What you're going to want to do is click on events on the far left menu bar. And this will take you to all of the visible events, right? Based on the range that you've set here. So as you can see here, we've set a range of just seeing events from July 8th to October 29th, all of them. And if you wanted to get more specific, like let's say you've already set up an event and you want to just duplicate it. This is why this is helpful. So perhaps you want to say, oh, I did an event, back in February, and I just really want to duplicate that. So I'm going to set my parameters here, and here's my event, the Easter egg hunt. I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate it and change the information. That's totally fine. But for the purposes of this event, what we're going to do is, or this video, I'm sorry, is we're going to create something new. So up here at the top, you'll see a button, blue button says create new event. Click that. And again, if it's simple, that means it's free and you don't need that much information from somebody. And advanced means it's paid, or you want to collect a bunch of information, or both. So we're going to click on advanced. And it's remarkably similar to setting up an event that's simple. There's just a few more options around registration and different registration types. But the first thing we're going to do is put in the regular information. So let's say our event is, a Halloween parade costume parade and contest. Okay. Down here are tags. You're welcome to use them. It's probably helpful in the long run, but in the immediate future isn't like anything super crazy. But here's a couple tags that might be useful, or you can put in your own. Below that is the when and where. And this is important because the event emails that our system creates for us, which we can edit, but it does pull in the exact information that we put in this section. So, for location, what we put here, all of the guests will see anywhere this is visible, right? On the calendar, in the emails, etc. So, we could say something like Leghorn Park, Petaluma. If you want, you can put in an exact address in addition to the name or not. You're going to want to put your date in. So it's probably the 31st. And the time, right? So maybe it's like 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., something like that. And you can show registrants who want to be listed. This is up to you. And guest registration is up to you as well. I would probably suggest that, given that we don't really need to contact people unless they're part of the club or want to be part of the club, I would recommend just adding new guests only if they have an email entered. Otherwise, you're going to add a bunch of people to the contact list, like their children, their babies, and stuff like that. Up here to the right on this page is the description. So this is important as well, because again, this is what anyone's going to see on the event website. And also the system will pull this information and populate it into your invitation email. So, you want to put a little bit of time into this. So little blurb goes here, maybe I would say like anywhere from 2 to 4 sentences about why it's awesome. Down here, I usually put a couple of line breaks and then I'll say the details. And then here's what I'll say, where, when, who's invited. And this is a good opportunity to say like all PMC members and their families. Maybe you also want to put anyone interested in joining PMC. You can spell interested correctly or not. That is up to you. And then, perhaps underneath that, you want to throw in a photo. So you click more, there'll be a drop down, you'll select insert file, and you'll be prompted to upload and insert your photo. And so, this is kind of what we need to do. If you have additional event information, you can. I don't really know what you'd put here that you couldn't just put in the normal section. When you're a couple more things. Up here right now, this is only visible to admin. But when you're ready for it to be visible to everybody, you're going to select that and you can change it to public, or you can change it to restricted and select your membership. Now, the difference between public and restricted is if it's public, anyone who comes to the PMC website can see that this event is happening. Now, this is not really a big deal because you can set parameters later so that only members can actually sign up. This is good because if I'm a prospective member and I want to see what types of events we host, this would be helpful to see because it's kind of a cool event. But if you really want to restrict it, you can, and that's how you would do that here. But for us, we're going to click public. And you see that's changed. And then you can also select allow registration. But you'll notice here, there's a little like warning icon that says you have to set up your registration type for this event. So we're going to do that first. But when we're done, we're going to come back and click allow registration. Otherwise, no one will be able to sign up. So at a minimum, we can click save. Okay. And then from there, we're under event details. We're going to go to the right and click on registration form. And this is asking what type of information do you need to collect from your guests? The little things with asterisks are definitely going to happen. The email is definitely going to be included. And maybe you also, want the phone. So these are sort of common things to be in your registration form. If there's something else that you want to add, you can add those, although this is being weird and I can't. All right, I'm going to come back to this. Next to that is registration types and settings. So right now, as you can see under registration settings, we have an unlimited capacity, meaning we could have 1,000 people register and it would be okay, but maybe you want to limit that. If you're doing a fitness class, maybe they can only take 15 people, so you limit it to 15. And then same with multiple registrations. So you can see here what it's saying. So it's not that the same contact can register twice, but guests are allowed. And then the payment method, either online or offline. So I recommend just keeping it to online so you don't have to manage money on the day of the event. We're going to go ahead and edit this, right? So first we need to define the registration type. And it should be enabled, no reason for it not to be. So, maybe this is just like general admission. And this is like, yeah, you and your family are coming to this event. And, perhaps there's a $5 per family fee or something along those lines. And maybe you want this to be limited to, 100 people. If you want to enable the waitlist, that's totally fine. You just check that box. And if you'd like, you can allow cancellations. If you're going to have a waitlist, maybe you want to give yourself a period of time where you can contact those who are on the waitlist. So maybe you say 7 days. And after 7 days, they can't cancel. So they're not going to get their money back. If you'd like to allow guest registrations, you would select this. If you'd like, you can collect contact information, collect full registration, meaning phone number, email address for everybody, or perhaps you just want to know how many people they're bringing. This is relevant because if you've got something where, you think this is an event for moms, but they might bring their kids. And so when you look at your registration list, what you'll see is like all these people who have signed up plus one guest. So if it says, oh, we have 50 people, but you look and you see that everyone's bringing a guest, what you really know is you've got 25 moms and 25 kids. So that'll help you kind of plan out snacks and activities and stuff. And then you know, if it's different pricing for guests, you can select special guest price. If it's the same, you can just leave it. And then here's where we can, you know, say whether or not the community is able to come, or if it's just for members. You can say everyone, which means anyone who sees this event invitation can register, or perhaps it's only members. And if it's only members, then, you know, just select everybody. And you can say when this is available for, all of that good stuff. So now what we have here is our event type is ready to go. And so we can click save and we can click back. And now we've got our general type. But maybe if you're doing a Halloween costume parade, in addition to general admission, you want to know how many kids are coming to do the actual contest in the parade. So maybe you want to add a second type. And so, you know, you could say kids, kids entry fee, right? And so like this is for kids who want to enter the costume contest. And maybe there's, maybe it's free to do that, but you just want to know how many kids are going to be there. And so you would just put 0, right? And then the same kind of vibes on the rest of this. You can kind of decide how you want to do that. And then click save, then click back. And then now you've got 2, right? And I mean, that's pretty much it. So setting up the type of registration, how people are going to pay and whatnot. If you click back here to registration form, these are the things that are going to be included. Okay, so now we can click allow registration because we have a way for them to sign up, right? The next thing we can look at is emails, and this is very similar to our simple events. So we've got 2 types of emails that go out. One is the announcement. The announcement goes to all members. It goes to an email will be sent to all members, and it will pull the information from the event info. We saw that at the beginning of this exercise. The reminder only goes to people who have signed up. So with announcement 1, let's go ahead and format that, make sure it looks good. And we click on that blue hyperlinked text, and we'll see that the PMC website system has already populated all of the details here. So you don't have to change anything. But if you wanted to change something, if you wanted to jazz it up a little bit, you click edit at the top. And you can change everything. You can change the subject line. You can change the event information. You do want to keep some basic stuff, right? You want to keep who it's going to, the event. This hyperlink will go to the actual event listing, what it's called, when and where, and the registration buttons. The event details is what we had written already, so this should be fine. But perhaps you want to make this feel a little bit less formal. So you can say like, happy Halloween, right? And that could be something cool. Or maybe up here you want to add an emoji, or maybe in the box you want to add an image, and you just click image up here at the top. So you can play around with this. When you're done, you click save. And then I always recommend that you send a test email, right? So this will go to you to the email you use to log into this website. And I would also recommend that you forward it to someone just for a second set of eyes, whether that's the VP of events or the president or someone else. Once you're happy with it, you click back and you schedule when this is going to go out. I recommend anywhere between 14 and 30 days to let people know. So you click schedule, you type in your 30 days before, and it'll happen exactly 30 days before. It can just go out to all contacts, but if you prefer, you can select memberships, all members. So up to you how you want to handle that. Normally you would click schedule. I'm going to click cancel because this is a fake event. With the reminder, this is only going to people who've signed up. And so you're going to click reminder 1. And this is a great opportunity to get specific with the things that people have to know if they're coming to your event. So for example, are you doing this at a really big park that's multiple blocks long, and you want to tell people you're going to be at the corner of 4th and B? This is a good place to fix that. If you're like, hey, I want to make sure people know there's a parking lot across the street, put that here. If you want to make sure people know babies in arms only, you put that in here. So again, same exact way you'd edit the other email. You click edit at the top corner. The editing tools will show up. Click in to kind of change things up, right? When you're done, You can click do a test email again up here at the top. And when you're happy with it, click back and schedule it. And I recommend that you schedule it for anywhere between 1 and 3 days before the event. When you're ready, click schedule. Again, I'm not going to because this is fake, and you'll be all set for your invitations. If you'd like to see who's coming, you can click on registrants and invitees. And because you've activated the waitlist, if people have signed up for the waitlist, this is where you'll see that. There's just one more thing I want to make sure that you look for, which is the event, where the event email is going to be sent. And so I recommend clicking on organizing. Oh, let's see, organization details. I'm sorry. I clicked the wrong thing. Click on email routing settings. And down here under event related, second one, you can update this. I just keep this as events at petalumamothersclub.org, which is totally fine. That goes to me. But if you'd like to get these, you can replace this with your email or just put a comma and then put in your personal email account, right? And then click save when you're done. This is going to, and then the back will take us back to our event. And this should be all that you need. If you'd like to see what it looks like, your event listing on the Petaluma Mothers Club website, go back to event details, and under basic information, there's a little URL. It'll open up a separate window and you can actually see what your listing looks like. It's remarkably similar to the setup fee. And I recommend that you click on the register button and just make sure that it works, right? Because the last thing you want to do is send out a bunch of information that people can't really use. Unfortunately, I'm in admin view, so I can't see this. You'd have to go to public view to be able to actually test your registration buttons, but you kind of get the gist. Well, I think that's everything for posting an advanced event on the PMC website. Thanks for bearing with me on this. I hope it was helpful.